Alright, hello YouTube, and welcome back to an iiRcade video. I'm looking down there, because that's where I can see the screen. The camera's over here. So I'm here at my iiRcade. As you can see, it is pretty much stock the way I got it. I did put some side art on it. Look at that, Double Dragon. This is the stuff that came with it. This I had to order. There's a little color tone difference, but it matches up pretty well. This is the stock control deck that came with it, and this is what I'm doing today. I got the Glenn's board, the new control deck. The joysticks plug into these two ports over here. It's got spinners and a trackball and an automatic 4-way to 8-way gate system. So I'm going to mount it in here, and I'll show you briefly, and hopefully it goes all well, and I'm going to go ahead and record it. So I've scanned through the instruction manual first, and first things first, I'm going to have to pull this thing out from the wall and disconnect some stuff on the control board. So I'm going to do that, and we'll be right back. Hang on. Okay, so here we are at the back of the machine. So I got to take these 4 screws out here. I haven't taken this apart yet. This was a Kickstarter iiRcade, and I bought it used from a guy. Very slightly used, I might add, to the point that the plastic was still on the buttons. He said he turned it on a couple of times, and that's about all he did. Messed with it, but he never used it. So he sold it to me for exactly what he paid for it. Actually a little less, because he paid tax and stuff and shipping. He paid me, he charged me what the unit cost. Drove over to Fort Worth, Texas from where we are. About almost an 8-hour drive each way. We drove over and back in one day. So, alright, so I'm going to pull this panel off of here and get into this. Okay, I don't know how well can we see in there. Let me see if I can zoom. And let me get I'll get my phone and use the flashlight. See if you can see in here. I got to disconnect these cables so that I can. You have to move the actual control deck, or the motherboard, out of. It's mounted under the control panel in an iiRcade, so we got to move that. So I have to disconnect all these cables, and then I'll reconnect them later. So let's do that. Turn off my flasher lighter. Pull that. Pull this. That's the video cable. Pull this. This is the HDMI that I have going so I can record for YouTube. And then I have to disconnect this. Alright, so all of those are now disconnected, and I can push this back, get it turned around for the video purposes. Normally I would just do it all while it's sitting right here, but my cord and stuff are not long enough, so I'm going to have to spin the machine. Be right back. Alright, so here we are back at the control panel. I got my 8-way to 4-way that I 3D printed that I won't be needing anymore. So to get the control panel off, you just got to take these screws off on the sides. Normally there would be a black piece of something to hide the screws. I already had it off because I already put in the mystery encoder board So I've had this control panel off before. So I'll pull this off of here. 2 screws. And so far all I've used is a Phillips head screwdriver. So, gotta take this plexiglass out of here. Set that off to the side in a safe place. And now I can take this out of here. And there you go. There are those. This is where I unplug those. In theory, I'm wondering if there's enough play that you could get those without having to take the back off, but the instructions said to do it that way, so that's what I did. Alright, so this thing does come with a handy-dandy installation guide, GRS Ultimate Control Panel, full color pictures in here, so it's pretty simple to follow. So I just did that, removed the stock panel, and now I'm disassembling the control panel to take out the main board. That's another thing I've already done once before, because to get that mystery encoder chip in, I had to take this apart. So, since this is a Kickstarter one, it had, I guess it had one of those tape things, do not break kind of thing, to prove that you didn't take the thing apart. And I guess the non-Kickstarter ones don't have that. I don't know though. That's what it says in the instruction book. Alright, so this is kicking my butt. There we go. There we go. So, I got this off. And now I have to move the board. So, I think the first step on this is I got to take I took the screws out. Now I have to disconnect the plugs. So, let me see if I can show you this. You got to undo this ribbon cable here. I got to pull this off the main board. And now the deck is completely away from that. So I don't need the deck now. Let me pull that off to the side, and you can see in here, there is the custom arcade mystery encoder chip plugged in to my main board. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this here. This is the cable that goes to so you can import games. So now I have to remove the screws in here. There's 2 screws on the back, it looks like, and some screws down here that hold this critter in. I hope I don't got to pull those screws out, because that looks difficult to get to. So we'll see. I'm going to do some screw removal. I will be right back. Okay, so I got the motherboard out. I had to take the mystery encoder chip off to get to this screw. There's a screw right there. And this plate on the front had 2 screws. I took them off, and then you slide the motherboard out and you can get to the other 2 screws. The plate has to come off because the heat sink will not fit out the slot. So I got the motherboard out. I'm going to put the mystery encoder chip back on, which just goes right on these 2. I'll show you that in case you haven't seen how this works. There's the mystery encoder chip, and these 2 ports there, it just plugs right onto that. I set it down in here so I have some support, and just slide it on, and boom, it's there. So now I can re-plug in all of my cables, which are right here. The reason you have to take that off is because the you got to move this motherboard is because the box does not fit, the Glenn's board does not fit in the box. So you can't just have the box can't stay in it. You have to get that box out of there. So let me go down here, and I should have done this first. I need to there. I hadn't killed power to the whole thing. I didn't pull the plug down there, so I want to pull that plug before I go plugging this in and plugging this in. I saw a green light flicker for a second. Might have been the residual juice that was in the power cord. This was my cord for to add games, so I'll put that back in, and then this just kind of leave this back here. So now I'm ready to, I can connect the ribbon cable onto the main board. Wow. I hope that can only go one way. Let's see if I can see on here. Yeah, I think it only goes one way. If you got it the wrong way, you can't plug it in. Because it's got slots. So this will go in here. It's kind of tight. It seems like it wants to be twisted the other way. Almost have enough room in here to do this. Alright, so that plugged in. I will set this here. Oh, I left those screws in there. I don't want those screws in there. Okay, so I got those in. Now I got to plug in the USB cord. Okay, what it's telling me in the instructions is to put the, there's a little adapter. There's an adapter that you plug into the motherboard on this end, and it has a USB port on the other end. But because I have the mystery encoder chip already installed, I don't need that. What I do is I plug this into the USB port on the mystery encoder chip. So one end goes to a USB and one end goes to the deck. So this one will go here, and this end will go in here, which is fun to mess with because nothing is screwed down So it wants to see. And the whole time. There we go. Got that in. And now I can push that back so it's out of the way. Ooh. And this should just go on there. Looky there. Looky there. Okay. And it even says in the instructions, if you have, let's see. Where did I see it? Oh, down here. Special note. If you're using it with the custom arcade, it's got the instructions right here. So it is included. If you've already done that mod, the instructions are right in there. Okay, so I got to make sure. I'm to the point now where I just need to screw it back in. But before I do that, I'm going to make sure that all the cables and stuff, nothing's binding. Everything looks okay in there. And when I go back around back to fasten all that up, I'll also double check that none of the wires are messing with the motherboard. So now it should just be a matter of putting these screws in here. Assuming I can line it up. Yeah. Alright. So I'll go ahead and button this up and I'll continue the video in a minute.
Alright. Editor Bart here really quick. Forgot to mention when I did the next section. I did miss a step. It's written in red in here too. I don't know how I missed it. It's in the manual in red. There is a power cord also for the deck itself. So you got to run that in through the back and plug it in. It's pretty simple, standard. Plug in the power adapter. Only holes. There's one hole where it fits. Not confusing. So, but you do got to put in the power to the deck itself. So, and it comes with the cord and all that, and the wall wart. So, all right, back to the install.
All right. So, I put in the plug and I forgot. iiRcade just turns on. So it booted. So there's one good thing. One thing I haven't done yet is I did not put in the joysticks yet. It comes with either these, whatever shape you call them, or the round ones. The original iiRcade had the round ones. I don't know. I'm kind of partial to these kind. So I think I'm going to put this kind on. And they just screw in. He made them easy to screw in and out so that you can, if you want to take them out to use the spinners, you can. And oh, now the well, the buttons work because let's see, he gave you a tool for them also. Let's see how this works out because it's kind of spinning the base while I'm trying to. I guess you can just put this in here. I don't know. Oh, guess what I didn't put? I didn't put the little plates. So I guess I need to take those off. It's kind of recessed pretty far. So let me get those. I turned off the LED for the trackball. The trackball does light up. I turn that off because this button to switch to 4 or 8-way gate is staying lit. And they said the trackball stays lit too. And I don't want those to be on all the time. So I turned off the LED for the trackball, although who knows, maybe I'll turn it back on at some point, but you got to take the whole thing apart to get to it, to do that. Because if this light's staying on all the time, I either got to unplug the machine all the time, or I'll have to put something over this at night. So, alright, let's see. And so let's see, the volume buttons, they're working. So you got a player 1, player 2, start over here. I don't know what that button is. I'll have to look at it. And this is a menu button of some sort, I guess. Oh, maybe that's like the pause and everything to get out of the games. The same as the iiRcade had. Of course, a power button over here on the far side. And let me see. I'm going to try this first because I just installed. Now, normally I would line this in and you'd be able to see it. I'm just going to do this. I haven't even fired it up yet. I just downloaded it, used the mystery encoder chip, and installed it. This is the first time I'm launching it, and I have the trackball now. So let's see. How do you put a coin in? Where's the coin button? Maybe, oh, that's what this is probably. Oh, look at there. Trackball is working without even doing anything. I just downloaded Centipede, installed it, and the trackball is working. Whoa, look at these guys. And me dying is working. I realize now you can't hardly see this. But yeah, it's working. Trackball is, yeah, you can see it on there. Here, I'll zoom in. So you can see my little, look at that, trackball is making it go. Yep, and that gets you back to the menu. One thing I haven't tried, let's see, let me go into, Burger Time will work. Burger Time is a 4-way game. See, when I'm pushing up at an angle, it's not going. What happens if I do this? That should turn it into a 4-way. Seems pretty good. Oh, look at that. Bonus. Yeah, the 4-way does seem like it's working. So there you go. There's the Glenn's deck. Everything's there. The only thing I'll download Tempest or something to try out the spinners. Like I said, you can remove the joysticks easy enough. I guess if you're using the left hand for the spinner, I don't think it's a problem. I doubt I will ever take the joysticks off to use the spinner, but who knows. So I guess you just push that, and then you push this, and it goes back to 8-way. So that's cool. I don't know what this button is. It's got two. These are split buttons. I don't know what that does. I'll have to do some research. So, but there you go. Glenn's deck is officially installed and working. Let's see, is it not going to focus? There we go. GRS Ultimate Control Panel. The instructions are for the iiRcade Standard and the iiRcade Gold, which you can't really see because I'm zoomed in too far. But the mystery encoder chip does not work with the golds yet. So, but this does. And it came with this thing. I don't know what this is. It came with this chip with different ports. Maybe that's used in the gold, because I didn't see it anywhere in the instructions, but I didn't read through the gold instructions. But it does come with that also. So, and you see the volume buttons work. Alright, so there you go. iiRcade. The GRS deck is installed and working, and I've only cut out, whatever length this video is, I only cut out a couple minutes, and that's when I was putting screws in and out. So, it didn't take much longer than this video is. So, alright, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace!